2 more people possibly fight to the death. Hello and welcome to round 13 here at Grand Prix Pittsburgh. It's day 2. We've got 3 rounds to go before we find our top 8. And there you see on your left, Andrew Sullano playing Elves. He is 10-2. He's playing against Osyp Lebedowicz. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at Craig Wescoe at 10-2.
There we go.
Playing green-white aggro. Versus Fred Edelkamp playing Goryo's Vengeance. That's
now
a very different
we do
matchup.
have that other one in the feater match area BDM. So well, they're not too far away, but it's just not our primary match.
Yeah, and Andrew Sullano is actually 10-1-1. He's not 10-2 playing Elves. Just beat a Slivers deck last round. But anyway, this match we have the green-white Hate Bears of Craig Wescoe versus Fred Edelkamp's Goryo's Vengeance. There's an Ether Vial. Edelkamp casts Serum Visions on turn 1. Who do you like in the green-white Heat Bears?
This gets kind of interesting.
Vengeance?
Yeah, so the thing is that Craig Wescoe's deck is disruptive on a few different fronts. It kind of messes with your ability to search through your library and also tries to crimp you on mana while applying pressure. And we're going to see if he has the type of draw that can do the latter better. He really does need to apply as much pressure as he can to Fred, as Fred doesn't really rely on searching through his library too much to make things work.
Yeah, you see here he's going to cast Faithless Looting after a second Serum Vision, so he's looking to dump some cards into his yard here.
Yeah, and this is, the Goryo's Vengeance deck. Basically, he's going to try to get back Grizzlebrand. Yeah, he's going to put one of those in the graveyard, try to cast Goryo's Vengeance, get it back onto the battlefield, probably draw 14 cards, and then he's basically looking to do a combination of World Spine Worm and Nourishing Shoal. Nourishing Shoal is going to let him gain 15 life by exiling the World Spine Worm, and that basically equates to 14 more cards in hand off of Grizzlebrand. And then at some point he can get Borborygmos Enraged onto the battlefield, toss a bunch of lands at his opponent, and kill him. And this happens all in one fell swoop. So the real question here is on Craig Wescoe's side: is he going to have a way to deal with graveyards? Right? You're talking about your Scavenging Oozes, which he does play 3 of in the main deck, and he's going to need to see one pretty quickly here. A Linvala, Keeper of Silence, also is a big brick for Fred Edelkamp's plans if Craig can find it. The problem is he's only got one.
Goryo's Vengeance.
We may just be going off right now. Here it is, Grizzlebrand. Welcome to the team, and he gets to draw the full amount here. He's playing against green-white. There's really no issue with going 14 cards deep here. So there's 7 of them. So again, he's looking for Nourishing Shoal, and World Spine Worm.
I think I'll draw 7 more. Well, there's a World Spire Worm. Does he have a Nourishing Shoal?
I believe he does. Yes. 2 of them. It gained 30. Fred's at 33. Oh, yeah. This is where you kind of rub your hands together and draw you some cards. That wasn't enough. Let's do more. This is great. We get to see the full combo go off here, and on turn 2. Fred looks like he's in business mode here, where Craig's like, yeah, well, the plight of the fair deck player on the left here. The thing is that, you're talking about consistency. These are some spirit guides being exiled here, which is going to get him some mana off of a ritual and a faithless looting.
Discards
Borborygmos. He's going to be able to find a couple more mana, get Goryo's Vengeance to get it back onto the battlefield, and then throw 7 lands at Craig Wescoe's dome
hasn't played a land yet this turn. There's the Vengeance.
This is turn 3 going off. Wescoe says, sure, yeah. What could go wrong here?
Oh, by the way, I also get to attack you.
Indeed.
This is all free attack step. Craig's like, what's this? There's no white mana symbols on this card. I haven't read it.
There's also just too many mana symbols on that card for Wescoe's liking. So sure, take 14. Gain 7. Throw some lands at you. And that is the game.
That was a turn 3 kill.
It was. And, it's funny because the deck that Fred's playing here doesn't necessarily go off on... It can on 2. Look, it has the ability to go off on turn 2. You can play Faithless Looting on 1, get a Grizzlebrand in the board, in the yard, play land, and then get it back with Vengeance and do what he just did. But the problem is, you do need a fairly specific set of circumstances. Also, you can't be messed with in any way, you know. And so it doesn't always work out quite that way. And sometimes the deck does nothing. Where if you look over at Craig Wescoe's side, he's taking a more balanced approach to the game. His deck is going to be more consistent. It's going to have more answers. It's going to be a wider range of possibilities for his deck. The problem, of course, is that it's a lot less powerful. He just doesn't have the ability to do that.
So both our matches are sideboarding here on the video table. Andrew Cuneo's up a game over Daniel Stella on the back table. But let's take a look at our players to watch. So you see Brad Nelson and Corey Burkhart both at 11-1. Ooh,
Corey's on Grixis control.
Brad is infecting people.
He's not unjunned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lots of
Neil Oliver.
Yeah, Neil Oliver.
Ouch.
Has not had a great day 2 for his tournament. He went 9-0 yesterday. He is 0-3 today.
That's a tough start.
But don't feel too bad for him. Every win he gets is worth a pro point, and that's very important to him.
Okay.
And he's going to the World Magic Cup. He'll be in Spain.
How about I stop feeling bad for him when he gets that win?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, he had a pretty brutal one last round.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean that's really tough to go 9-0 overnight.
Yeah, and then you see a handful of people still all alive here at X2. Andrew Cuneo, Alexander Hayne, Mike Sigrist, Craig Wescoe, Dennis Ulanoff, Sam Black still alive with Lantern Control at 10-2.
He's on a real tear here too, Sam.
Yeah.
He had some early losses.
Okay.
And he's just been ripping them off. I don't know how many he's won in a row, but I remember yesterday was like, whoa, this is a tough start for Sam Black, and he just hasn't stopped winning since.
Yeah. And then in the roadkill column, we have Willie Adel, Pascal Menard, Alex Madleton. Like, look at those top 25 players: Reed Duke, Jacob Wilson, Seth Manfield, Ari Lax, Steve Rubin. I don't think Seth Manfield ever wants to see another Amulet of Vigor.
He tweeted, "I do not like playing against Amulet!" Exclamation point. He said, especially with Junt.
he just doesn't have a lot of ways, main or side, to interact with it.
It's really tough.
So we were talking about Sullano before. He played against Zach Elsick in the Grand Prix Oklahoma City top 8, right?
I don't remember. Yeah?
Yeah.
You're telling me yes.
Yeah,
he absolutely did. An epic match for the ages.
Apparently buddies with Zach.
Ah, okay. Looks like we're getting some Oracle text here.
He's actually just Googling how to pronounce Borborygmos.
It's funny.
Yeah, that pronunciation exists somewhere in the dead zone of my brain.
Borborygmos does?
Yeah.
He lives there?
Yeah, I'm like Bobigomos, Borbragamos.
I haven't heard either of those two. That's pretty good.
All right, Craig Wescoe's got a little bit of a hole to dig himself out of here. But meanwhile, we're going to check on another match, Infect versus Ad Nauseam.
Oh.
Daniel Stella playing Ad Nauseam at 10-2.
We've had a fair bit of these not very interactive.
Yes.
You know, this is kind of another goldfish fight here where it's like, well, I'm over here. You're over there. Could maybe put like a cardboard barrier between them and they may notice. They might not.
Well, we're pretty close to casting an Ad Nauseam next turn.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen.
Like if he has an untapped land, he's in business.
And he has 2 Simian Spirit Guides in hand. And
it looks like Cuneo picked up the first game pretty quickly there. Well, let's get some business. Yeah, there's that Ad Nauseam.
There's Angel's Grace. There's 2 Simian Spirit Guides. And there's a Peer Through Depths.
This is, of course, a sideboarded game.
Yeah, by the way, we have seen Andrew Cuneo just win on this turn from this position.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Looking at the way Andrew ripped that card off the top, too, I was wondering if there was maybe one card he needed. I couldn't get a good look at his hand, but he could be one pump spell away from winning here or something.
There's a fetch land. So if he has like another Gitaxian Probe, he could kill with, Groundswell and become immense. Doesn't look like he has. It looks like instead he has all critical mass of Blighted Agents.
Yeah.
He's going to cast Noble Hierarch. He's going to attack for 2 poison.
Chris Newboom. We have a card located.
Wow,
Nature's
Claim on the Pentad Prism.
All right, well, that's going to slow down Daniel Stella significantly, unless he can find untapped black mana here. In which case, he actually still could just go for the Ad Nauseam with those Spirit Guides, but he finds nothing. Mutagenic Growth, I believe, off the top for Cuneo, so this clock is getting short, though I believe that's the only pump spell he has in his hand right now, right? Saw a Blighted Agent in there. Another
I think he has 2
Forest.
Blighted Agents.
Yeah. Ink Moth, which he's going to play right now.
All right, we'll let you know how this goes. It looks pretty good for Cuneo here, but we're going to go back to our match between Craig Wescoe
And Fred Edelkamp. Yeah. We don't want to miss anything on this one. As we saw last time, turn 3, I win.
Yeah, it's so weird. There's always a match or 5 going at time in this format, but it feels like every time we're watching these matches, it's like a turn 3 kill. There's Leonin Arbiter. We've seen that Craig's deck takes full advantage of this. Got to pay 2. Players can't search libraries. Got to pay. You can pay 2 to ignore that effect. But he gets the Ghost Quarter and Path to Exile and do all this fun stuff.
Yeah, and that's a good point, BDM, because it's worth noting that it's not just that Craig is sort of passively trying to interrupt what you're doing. He takes it to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that polluted Delta right there can't do anything right now.
Right.
Looks like a couple Smiters in hand and a couple Path to Exiles. Gonna just go the Smiter route here. Had the option to put a Scavenging Ooze into play.
Ooh.
With green up.
I guess he figures that the Arbiter is holding off Fred's mana in such a way that he just can't really go off this turn anyway.
Right.
So he may as well take this turn to get the big 4/4 beatdown going.
Yeah.
Wow, nothing from Fred. He just can't crack that polluted delta, and this Leonin Arbiter is just putting it to Fred Edelkamp here.
Yeah, attacks for 6. Fred's down to 9. And again, that's also real pressure because it limits how many cards you can get back. We just saw a site no convention organizer wants to see. The plumbing crew.
They walk by like Secret Service agents with roto-rooters.
Something's getting snaked.
All right, so here we go. Craig says, well, if it was like that last turn, it's going to be like this turn, so I'm just going to put a lethal threat up.
Yeah, here's a mountain.
I think this game could be over. I do see 2 Simian Spirit Guides in hand for Fred, which may do something for him here.
He's got 2 through the breaches.
Maybe a Grizzlebrand. Is he still a mana short? He has a land drop to hit here, which is a mountain. So awkward that Leonin Arbiter holding that polluted delta at bay for this entire game. Fred missing land drops too, but it's kind of part of the idea. Oh, he has Pyroclasm. That's actually huge here.
Pyroclasm turns on the polluted delta.
It actually doesn't. Because the Smiters hit him to 1 here.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But it does mean he doesn't die this turn. So
Okay.
if he can find an untapped, pain-free mana source or another Spirit Guide, I think he can get Grizzlebrand in. I don't know if that does it, though, given the situation he's in down to 1 life here.
So now Scavenging News is going to come down.
Indeed.
Or is it no? It's Voice of Resurgence.
Oh, no, it's going to be Scavenging News for sure. Yeah. Whoop. Oh, he did find a mountain. Now I don't know if he can go from. So he can go. Or sorry, not a mountain. An island. He can go island, Spirit Guide, play through the breach, play Grizzlebrand. I believe. I don't know where he goes from there though. Attack, draw 7, go back down to 1, try to hit.
Yeah, and then
is that it?
That's basically
that the play?
it. Yeah, it has to be. You have to hope that there's a Nourishing Shoal and a World Spire Worm in your top.
Here we go. Spin the wheel, Fred Edelkamp, through the breach. Craig is a very thorough player. He knows what this card does, but he always just double checks by reading. I like that about him. Oh, but there's a path to exile for Craig. So before it hits, he's just going to path Grizzlebrand, and that's going to end the game right here.
Wow.
Even then, it was close. Oh, man, I'd kill to just walk over there and look at the top 7 of Fred's library and see if he had it.
Fred's not looking.
No, I wouldn't if I was playing. I want to know, right? Like from the booth.
So you see our backup video match has been replaced with some new players, Samuel Black and Lloyd Kurth, Grixis Control versus Lantern Control. That's because Andrew Cuneo did win that game too. And so
Okay.
he is still alive. Both of these players clinging to their top 8 hopes here, X and 2. You see Sam Black working the Lantern. Working the Ghoul Caller's Bell in the Lantern, actually, and the Codex Shredder in the in the Lantern.
No, he's working it all.
He's like, can I have Jace? Yes, you can have Jace.
Wow, that's a string of very good cards off the top of the library for Lloyd. Snapcaster, Inquisition, Snapcaster, and Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Sam's making the decision on if he actually wants to draw this welding jar or not. Decides he does.
Yeah. Plays the bridge, plays the welding jar, empty-handed, hell-bent like this deck wants to be.
He's going to get rid of Snapcaster. Find a tar pit.
Probably going to get rid of that Thoughtseize too.
He might. So Lloyd's up a game here.
Yeah. Jace is going to transform, as he does in this matchup, pretty easily.
Yeah.
Tyler Morey. Matt Hart. Tyler Morey.
That a remand?
It's a remand he decided to get rid of.
Magic remand.
Makes a lot of sense.
Plays Jace, ticks it up, says go.
Sam's going to get rid of Negate. But he is going to keep Thoughtseize? Yeah. Get a look at what Lloyd's working with here.
Here's the Thoughtseize.
Lloyd may be going for a Vendilion click, though. Don't know what that gets him. Yeah. No cards in hand for Sam. He can target himself with it and try to find answer, which is a thing. It won't really be able to attack.
What answers does he have?
The question the thing I haven't seen. Go ahead.
He has Vandal Blast.
Oh, jeez. You know what I haven't seen yet, though, this weekend is Jace Telepath Unbound versus this Lantern deck. How does this go?
Well,
like,
it's
does
pretty,
he ultimate it?
It's going to be pretty hard for Sam also to keep him off of any spell he wants, since even if he mills it away, he gets to play it back out of his graveyard.
Right.
It may just ultimate here.
He sees Bolt, another Jace, and a Tassiger. You can take any of those he wants.
Thoughtseize is away the Tassiger. Our main match is still shuffling.
Okay. He's going to deny Lloyd a Serum Visions and get him a land instead. Sees another Bolt on top of the board. Library, excuse me. I'm really curious to see how Lloyd handles this, because like you said, he can use it to resolve spells, though there's probably not too many that are relevant at this point. There are still some.
Okay. So, these guys may still be playing by the time our other match is done. We're going to go back and watch our main match here with Craig Wescoe playing his green-white aggro deck versus Fred Edelkamp and Goryo's Vengeance. Fred leads things off with Bloodstained Mire into Blood Crypt. Doesn't want to waste any time on his veterans. And even if there's not a Lean and Arbiter in play, there's always the threat of an Aven Mind Sensor out of Craig Wescoe's deck.
Here's Faithless Looting for Fred.
Discards Gristlebrand through the breach. Can't be good. That can't be good.
That is some business. We could see turn 2. Grizzlebrand here.
Does he have? He does not have the missing piece.
If he does, he chose not to cast it. Also, I have a correction from earlier. You gain 11 off of World's Spine Worm. It's converted mana cost, not power. No, it was my fault. I had heard that yesterday, and I forgot to correct it.
He only goes 22 cards deep.
Yes.
Okay.
So he gains 11, so it basically gets him at least another activation off of Gristlebrand, and depending on what his life total is, it could buy him another one as well. But it's not 2 guaranteed, which is what I was saying.
Yeah, okay.
Wanted to make sure I corrected that.
I mean, it's still less than I thought World Spire Worm got you. I thought it gained you 1 million.
100,000.
Yeah, just It's some impossible. There's Thalia. There's Burnt and Forge Tender.
Okay.
And Fred just passes the turn. Hate, hate, hate. From Craig Wescoe. So he could sacrifice the Forge Tender to prevent all damage from a red source this turn.
Yeah, which doesn't quite get the job done against 4 Barignos.
Doesn't quite do it.
No, because you can just respond with the rest of it.
Here's a Leon and Arbiter. Going to crack 2 fetch lands in response.
Good idea.
You can see where Craig Wescoe's deck can be pretty scary with an Aether Vial in play.
Oh, yeah. Fred also has to be aware of even Mind Sensor.
Yeah.
It's like Craig's got 2 of those, so.
Yeah, it'll never come up. So Craig's played 2 creatures. Plays another Noble Hierarch. And gets in for 4 with Thalia.
Okay, so this is what, Craig's deck's trying to do, right? Set up some amount of disruption, which he's done, and keep a clock going on Fred, and he's done that as well. It's nothing mind-blowing, right? It's 4 damage a turn, or maybe he can turn it up a little bit, but
it's unfair fair magic.
Yeah, I mean, he's at least trying to keep the unfair decks in check with his relatively fair cards, but it is hard to do.
But when you think about Modern, what's one of the first things you think about? You think about people shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
They're shuffling their decks. They're searching for cards. This deck really does punish that on multiple fronts.
Absolutely. Voice of Resurgence is going to add more power to the board here. It does set him up for lethal next turn. He gets to attack for 5 here. But wait, there's more.
Yeah, he's animating his Stirring Wildwood. And he's thinking about, he's sending everybody. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, so it sets up the kill next turn either way. But he's just being good and mana efficient here as Craig Wescoe.
And anything Fred Edelkamp wants to do here will cost him, he'll be taxed, he'll have to spend more mana to do it because of the Thalia, and it would give Craig an elemental token.
That's right. And also, we were talking about this earlier, but you do want to try to keep their life total low in regards to Grizzlebrand as well. It looks like Fred just has nothing going here. Okay. Spoke a little too soon.
Just pays 1 to cast Nourishing
He's going to gain 11, and he does have to pay the 1 for Thalia. Puts him up to 14. He's scheduled to take 10 damage next turn. And it looks like a desperate act of a desperate man here from Fred.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just hoping he can find a Goryo's Vengeance off the top. Which may not even be enough.
Yeah. I think that is his plan.
Yep. Wescoe lines up an attack for 10. Animates a Stirring Wildwood. And
yeah, he's just going to bash with a squad here. 10 damage.
Red falls to 4. Here's a Ghost Quarter. All right, Fred. What can Goryo's Vengeance do here?
Looks like Craig is going to Ghost Quarter in here. Given that the Leonin Arbiter's on the battlefield, it effectively says you don't get to search because Fred obviously
Fred cannot afford to
tap
pay
out
2 mana here.
right?
Yeah.
So it's just going to strip mine. And
Wow.
that actually just takes all options off the table for Fred Edelkamp. And he dies. Craig Wescoe.
11-2, still alive with 2
Hate
rounds to
bears.
go in Swiss.
They're not nice bears.
No.
These aren't gummy bears. These are hate bears. And he's just riding them. Here we go.
They've got little emblems of poison symbols stitched onto their chests.
Thumbs down symbol.
Yeah.
Don't like you.
All right, so Sam Black has evened this up. Took game 2. He's got a Lantern and a Codex Shredder working. Inquisition of Kozilek from Lloyd Kurth. Sees Pithing Needle.
And a bunch
and
of
then
ancient
3
stuff.
Ancient Stars.
Yeah.
And an Academy Runes. For the Inevitables.
Yeah, I mean, that could change what he does. It feels like taking away an Ancient Stirring doesn't feel great to him, but if he knows he can just get back the Pithy Needle later anyway, that's probably when Sam wants to play it in any case, so it doesn't really do much to take it. He's just going to kind of bite the bullet and take one of those Ancient Stirrings away. He's not going to be too happy about it, though.
There's the
Sun
Sun
Droplet.
Droplet. I've definitely played this card in my sideboards before.
Sun Droplet?
Yeah. Basically, if you think you're going to be able to grind the game out over now, you can take a hit, you get a bunch of counters on it, and you start basically recoup that damage every turn. You gain a life, you remove 1 counter every turn.
Every upkeep.
Every upkeep, yes. Oh yeah, that's true. It's both sides of the table.
Yeah, so that damage comes back pretty
Yeah.
quickly. And I've seen this deck get 2 of these Sun Droplets down, and it's just, you're just getting ahead at that point. TikTok. Leyline on top of the library for Sam Black here.
He's just
Assuming
gonna
he
cast-
doesn't want it. Yeah, he's just going to use this to kind of get rid of it. Oh, there was an ensnaring bridge. It's got to be what he's going for here.
Yeah, I mean, Sun Droplet's so good in this deck. You know, you can play it, you take this big hit, then next turn you're like, okay, dump my hand in Snaring Bridge, and then click, 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 click. You just ratchet back up.
That's right. It also makes things awkward for your opponent if they're trying to burn you out because they have to do it all at once.
Yes.
They have to save up a bunch of mana and do it all at once, and they can't
And
peck away at you.
empty.
And we'll get a
Pithing Needle naming Jace.
Jace. Thank you, Sam. Sam points to the card for us. And this is on end step. Thought Scour. Who are you going to target? Target me. He's going to get rid of that Jace since he knows he can't use it anyway.
Draws
Gets a
Tassiger.
Tassiger, all right.
Not terrible.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Sam really only has the one way outside of with the Codex Shredder there to get rid of it, and he has to there. Remand is certainly not a card Sam's worried about here. And the Vice Grip Titans for Sam Black.
Talked to Sam about play testing this deck online. He said he played a lot.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks, and was worried about time here. He's
Right.
going to remand his own Lightning Bolt to
Yeah.
get a card. because he said he never ran out of time on Magic Online, but often would regularly win with 20 seconds on the clock. So.
Attention, Eric Bertelsen and Tyler Perron. Your modern event is ready at table 673. Eric Bertelsen and Tyler Perron at table 673, please.
So basically, an engineered explosives needs to slip through the cracks here somehow for Lloyd.
Which is certainly possible. He only has a Codex Shredder.
It needs to be like basically multiple must-say no cards in a row.
Here's a Tassiger, which is a thing, right? He can use it to activate and effectively randomize the top card of his library here.
Certainly has left, engineered explosives as one of the cards in his graveyard.
Yeah, right. Ooh, there's a Pithy Needle for Sam, though. He can use that to name engineered explosives. Next
or Tassiger, or...
Yeah, that's true. He can name Tassiger as well. Good point. Tassiger, of course, not going to be able to attack, neither is a Snapcaster, so they're fighting on a different axis than your normal one here. Serum Visions for Lloyd.
I get to see one of those.
He shipped the Inquisition. He knows that's not going to do anything this game and kept Creeping Tarpon on top. Well, I guess it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, Sam wouldn't mind seeing another couple of, what did you call them? Mill rocks? That's what Randy said that
Millstones?
Zach Elsick calls them. No,
Mill
he calls
rocks?
Mill rocks.
Okay.
That's what Zach calls them.
Okay.
Yeah. Since he's the one that won the GP with the
I
deck,
just think
that's
of them
what
as
I'm gonna
I just think of them as trinkets.
Trinkets, okay, sure. Things that you can get with Trinket Mage?
Yeah.
I like it.
PNLR comes down.
We'll get an idea of what was named with Pithy Needle there.
There's Keranos. Oh, wow, interesting.
Which isn't too bad, except for Sun Droplet, I think, does a good enough job of mitigating it. You'd have to run together an absurd number of Keranos triggers, I think, to get you dead. So even though it's a good source of card advantage, there's a gold color spell for Sam. He does want to see more of those if he can.
There's a second bridge. This deck is just brutal.
Jonathan Crawford, you're needed at your event.
I really like Lloyd's deck. I don't think it's going to win this match, but I do like it.
He's like, hold on, because he had a Keranos trigger. He's like, I don't want to give you Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, I think Sam's just making sure that Lloyd is clear about when things are happening and whether he can draw a card or not.
Is that a Vandal Blast?
Yep.
What just
Holy
happened?
crap. Cancel that order. I really like the way Lloyd's deck looks here. 10. It was naming Tassiger the Needle just as an update.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bridge back online for Sam Black. Oh, man. And he is going to have to grind through his graveyard with Academy Ruins, getting back Bridge first to stem the major bleeding.
Right, while racing against the Keranos and the finishing power.
Right, so then he's gonna have to get his Sun Droplet back here pretty quickly as well.
Oh, yeah.
But this is going to be tough. Like, Sam could very easily lose this game. Let's see what's revealed to Keranos. Oh, it's a land, so that's good news for Sam Black. Vandal Blast. Ooh, that was a lightning bolt in hand as well for Lloyd.
Yeah. So there's a Ghoul Caller's Bell. He's like, up, throw this at you. Throw this at you.
Bolt you. And this could have Keranos finishing the deal, and it does.
Wow!
And that's it. Lloyd Kurth wins. Found that Vandal Blast. That's what he needed. What does he have? One of those?
Yep, one in the sideboard.
Well, that's why he put it in there. And he gets the job done. And Lloyd Kurth takes down Sam Black. And Lloyd keeps his top 8 dreams alive and pretty much knocks Sam out there. So
you're a big fan of like a 2-for-1. How do you feel about an 11 for 1?
You know, I'm enthusiastic about them. I have to say. Decimate your opponent's entire lard. All right, so again, the reason why we're going quickly here on Turbo is because this match is still going. So we're going to be catching up to real life, and we're going to bring you more live Magic here. But let's get caught up quickly here. As you can see, Andrew Sullano's playing Elves. He's got a Missouri and a Llanowar Elf already on the battlefield. Osyp's playing Splinter Twin combo. Lightning Bolt's going to take down Missouri. There's a Heritage Druid and another Azuri.
There's always another Azuri.
Oh, is there always an Electrolyze too?
Woo. I mean, I hope so.
Well, for Osyp's sake, he's happy that there is. And he's going to get aggressive here and use his Deceiver Exarch to tap down a Horizon Canopy on upkeep. But there's another replacement Azuri as well as another Deceiver Exarch here.
So by the way, this is the deck that Andrew Sullano played into top 4 of Grand Prix Oklahoma City. He played Elves.
Another third Lightning Bolt of the game. Look at Osyp's graveyard. Bolt, bolt, bolt. Electrolyze against Elves. And as you may guess,
Collected Company
his graveyard's full of
dispelled.
Elves. Oh, that's mean. Well, this has been a sweet game so far. Deceiver Exarch beatdown for Osyp.
Snapcaster Mage Dispel. There's Shaman of the Pack.
Not doing a whole ton here. And there's Pestermite. Yeah, the beats are really flowing here. And there's even a Specified and a Splinter Twin. So Osyp had it all going in that game. And we're going to jump right into game 2 here. We'll show it. Okay. Sure. All right, so we're in game 2 here.
Elvish Mystic leads things off for Sullano. Spell Skate. He's going to roast the elf. He's like, you can roast my elf, that's fine. I have another one.
Got to say, Osyp looks really well lined up post-board here. Wow. Somebody just walked in front of the camera. There is not a lot of room between that table and that camera. Risk takers.
Electrolyze, targeting the elf and the spell skate.
Yeah, so he can't save the elf there.
Elvish Visionary, dig.
Osyp's keeping the theme alive here of just not really letting Andrew get set up at any point. Though the Spellskite will certainly put a crimp in the plans. Blanking any lightning bolts. But not any roasts. And again, Osyp just inching forward here.
Dwinen's elite.
Team Trios players, your pairings for round number 1 are posted on the blue jersey.
There's
P and Kieran Millar. Yeah. Card we've actually seen pop up a bit. It's usually just a one-off, but
in a couple different decks.
In a few different decks, yeah. The Grixis control decks have it too.
He's
three in the sideboard does Osyp, and it seems really nice here. Provides some good pressure and gives him the ability to once again get 2-for-1s, throwing those Thopters at different elves.
Heritage Druid comes down for
this
Sullano.
is big. This is going to be a huge turn for Andrew Sullano. The shields are relatively down as well. Only blue mana available, and just one of them for Osyp. So this could be a massive turn for Andrew.
Elvish Mystic.
Let's see what he does with this.
Taps 3.
Oh,
plays
jeez.
Azuri. And passes
and ships
the turn.
Wow. So it wasn't explosive, but that was a good turn for Andrew. He's certainly given Osyp some targets here for his removal if he's got them.
Except that with the Heritage Druid in play, Andrew can make 3 green and regenerate some elves.
Totally. Yeah, he's going to have to take out Azuri first. All right, well, Azuri is down. Uh-oh, is that a Nykthos there?
That is a Nykthos.
Let's see, it does turn a profit here, too.
Elvish Archdruid.
And then pass the turn. Is that what he's done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Osyp's got a Tectonic Edge. He can use to take out the Cavern or the Nykthos if he feels like it's necessary. The thing is, Andrew's down to 1 card in hand. Is that... Oh, maybe 2 cards. Is it a collected company?
I think it's a Quarter Calling in hand.
Okay.
So he taps 3 to make mana, then runs it into the Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx.
They're getting a count on how much mana he
gets 3 mana
actually
there,
has
and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's got 7
Court.
mana.
It's going to get dispelled, though.
Okay.
Well, like I said, Osyp's been doing a really good job of kind of trudging through everything that Andrew's put out there. He's been precarious a few times, but letting him untap with Azuri, he did not do, and same thing with Elvish Archdruid. So, oh no, Engineered Explosives too, which is going to take out the Heritage Druid key.
There's a Shaman in the pack.
Okay.
Take 4.
And he's actually just going to attack with everything here too. Osyp's down to 10 life here. He's going to trade P and Kieran Millar off for a Dwinen's Elite.
Is that some FNM Pendlehaven over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's exactly what that is. They're trying to get you, video.
I've been gotten. 18 plays 8 here.
It's interesting because Osyp really has done a great job of answering everything Andrew's done, but it still feels like Andrew's just slightly ahead on board here and able to keep applying pressure just through attacking with much small creatures.
Yes, the problem with killing 8 of the 10 zombies that are surrounding your encampment is if 2 of them get through, you know, they can get everybody. Yeah.
Oh, the value splinter twin here for Osyp. I like this. He's going to make a copy of a Snapcaster Mage and get back Electrolyze. Take down the Shaman. Horizon Canopy. What can Andrew find here before he just gets ground to bits by this Splinter Twin on Snapcaster Mage? Oh, he has a Quarter Calling. And he finds a Spellskite. All right. That's a start. You saw that Osyp did that on his upkeep, I believe.
Yeah.
So he could block with the token if needed.
Takes down the Pendelhaven.
With the Tech Edge, yeah.
Yeah, with Tectonic Edge, yeah.
It does look like Osyp's flooding a little bit here. He's going to go ahead and run Deceiver Exarch to tap down a Forest on upkeep. Okay, still more business, though, for Andrew. But it looks like that was it for the turn. Just a Visionary and a go. Lightning Bolt your Spellskite.
Huh.
Make a copy. Lightning Bolt your Spellskite. So now that's out of the way.
Wow.
And again, Osyp's just doing a good job of playing the game here.
Attacks with the copy of Snapcaster Mage, which sticks around until the end of this turn.
Yeah, beginning of the next end step.
Osyp still at 8. There's an Elvish Visionary. There's a Nettle Sentinel.
And a roast for it.
We might be having leftover roast next turn.
We could be, yeah. It's just been so tough for Andrew to just stick enough threats on the board to actually get anything done here. I mean, Osyp has just chewed through his board state. Remember, this is still the same game where he played Engineered Explosives and took out a couple of creatures.
So he's finally blinked and used the Snapcaster Mage on his own main phase to cast Serum Visions.
Trying to find some action. He has drawn a heck of a lot of lands.
Serum Visions found another Serum Visions. Decide if it's what's them both on the bottom or splitting them. These scry cards. Puts both on the bottom there. Okay, Horizon Canopy draws a card. Got a Nettle Sentinel. And a Heritage Druid.
Okay. Again, Andrew just refuses to give up. He just keeps pounding away, just casting more and more Elves. And just kind of overloading the board with them here. He's now gone really wide. What does he have, 7 creatures now?
He has, yeah. They're all Elves. If he finds a Shaman of the Pack, that's lethal.
A Shaman of the Pack is lethal.
Did he find... A Shaman of the Pack for 8. Oh.
I see a roast in the graveyard, which is not an instant.
Osyp counts
he's
it up.
He's just going to win this.
Do you have any way to kill a single elf here, Osyp?
He's got to be in his hand if he does. I mean, like a lightning bolt would do serious work here. Though he may be dead anyway.
Oh, sure, to the attack.
Bolt, yeah, takes
Oh, he
6.
does have the bolt.
Yeah,
I can see it, but
bolts,
yeah,
bolts
the
2
attack.
things, and then Andrew just ships with the whole team.
Cleverly figured out that there's also an attack step this turn. Okay.
I guess he's going to make him attack. Makes
Sure.
sense. Bolt. You take 6. Attack, and that does it. So we do get a game 3 here.
Okay. It seemed unlikely. But Andrew Sullano found the shaman of the pack that was able to just make Osyp's life total low enough that we got an Alpha Strike. 2 Elvish Mystics. 2 Llanowar Elves, I'm sorry, after the Elvish Mystic ate a Lightning Bolt on turn 1. There's an Elvish Archdruid. Attack for 2. Ow. Oh, no. No second land here for Osyp.
Uh-oh.
Or
And
third
this looks
land.
like one of those starts here
There's Dwynen's Elite.
for the elf player. He is just
There's
going
an
to
Edel Sentinel.
spew his hand on the table here. I guess only attack for 1 this turn.
Attacks for 2 because of the Archdruid.
Right, 2, thank you.
Oh, my God.
Tough game 3 for Osyp.
Okay, but Andrew Sullano wins with Elves. Elves is still in the mix here. Osyp Lebedowicz falls to X and 3 here with Splinter Twin. I'm David Marshall here at Grand Prix Pittsburgh, and I am joined by Team USA heading to spoilers.
Little